live. Hello everyone. Right, let's see. Let us see if this is broadcasting to you right now. Just going to see if our connection is good. We want to make sure it is good. Are we getting a video, everyone? Right, we've got a few people in. This looks good. Right, everyone, could you hit like, love, haha, wow? Let me know if the sound is working. My stream is actually kind of stopped in front of me. It's typical, isn't it? You broadcast and it's fine, but watching the screen back over here is a bit of a problem. So let me know if you can hear me. Comment. I've set up my phone just in case. Who have we got in here as well? Show me. Emma's watching, Ben is watching, Kate is watching. Hello guys, how are we doing? There's a like, that's good, that is useful for me. Usual setup here, I've got a laptop in front of me just to help, ironically, to help me see what you guys are posting, and that stream over here has frozen whilst I'm broadcasting out. I've got a phone with me just in case as well. But remember, this is afternoon cocktails in the sun. I thought I'd be really brave. Live videos at the best of times are difficult. I thought I'll do one outdoors as well. Emma says she can hear me. Is it nice and clear, Emma? No echoes or anything this time? Cheers, everyone. Remember, it's Cocktails with Arj. This is a gin Aperol from Kate, so thank you very much, Kate. I might just refresh this screen just to make sure I've got something coming in from you guys. We're going to give everyone 1 minute before we commence again. Cool. Emma says she can hear me. Right, everyone, type where you are watching this from. Obviously, it is your home, but whether it's the room or on a balcony or in a garden, whatever, let me know where you are watching. We'll do it 30 more seconds before we get going. Then we shall commence. Right. Coast the balcony. Very cool, Emma. I like that a lot. Del balcony. Very cool. Unfortunately, I can't see everyone whose names are in. Victoria. Hello, Victoria. Claire, hello. So I'm getting more and more information coming through. There is a little delay between the two of us. But yes, grab a drink. I hope you have a drink. Like I said, it is cocktail hour with Arj, 3 p.m. Sunday on a sunny day. Apparently, I haven't seen much sun. We did a run this morning. Victoria, hello. It's nice to see you again. First things first, how is everyone? It's really, really important that we all check in with everyone. Martin, how are we doing? Where are you watching from, Martin? What room or outdoor location are you in? But it's really important. Oh, lots of wind. Outdoor, exterior, live broadcasting wind. All I need now is pet Bella to join me, and it'll be a true live broadcast. See what I did up here as well? I think it's about here, or maybe it's over here. Maybe it's this side. The logo, 12 people online. Everyone, as you come in, say hello, give me a wave, let me know you are watching, post any questions you might have around fitness, running, health, nutrition, whatever you've been up to. It's really, really important. I'm going to start off with one question, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been up to. But let's get into it. Let's do this very first question, and let's see if the technology works, shall we? So, this should come up on your screen. Training too much and not motivated to train at all. Two opposite areas. I wonder if this comes up on your screen, guys. I will be very interested. We're going to get more and more fancy as the days go by, but just simple text on there. Yes, it's come up. So, this is a really interesting kind of conundrum that we're facing in this quarantine, in this lockdown period at the moment. Some people I am seeing are training loads and loads right now. I have never seen the pavements so busy in my life. It's a shame they are not. Yes, everyone's seeing the graphics. This is like Amstrad era graphics. That's a tech joke probably. But training at the moment for some people is the most they've ever done. They are running every single day, they're doing walks, they're getting their step count up, maybe they're doing home workouts, maybe they're, I don't know, they're organising some fun activity as a group, as a family together in the house. And this is great, this is fantastic to see people so active. It's a real shame that it's taken such a challenging time to bring this out with society. But we then see this other half of the population who have never been demotivated or so demotivated not to train. They don't have their standard routine in place. They haven't got the new environment, the gym to go to, which kind of breaks up the day, kind of makes their mindset change when they step through those doors into the gym environment or onto the athletics track, whatever it is, into the swimming pool. That one's for you, Claire. Aidan, if you're watching as well. So, this is something which we need to address in a very, very similar way, actually, even though it's on two ends of the spectrum. Has anyone got their cocktail ready, by the way? 3 o'clock is definitely not too early for a cocktail on a Sunday, that is. So, for these individuals who are maybe training all of the time, it's probably best for you to consider how are you going to vary your training week. Don't be pounding the pavement 7 days a week if previously it was amazing for you to go out and do one run per week. You will just run, awkward, I said it, run into injuries basically. It's probably best for you to try and break up your week and alternate your activities, so it can be cardiovascular again and again and again. There's nothing wrong with that, but just don't rely on running every single time. Let's do some running, then some cycling if you have a bike around, then some walking, and just make sure it's not constant running if you are not a runner, particularly if you haven't been running for a long period of time. It might be that you choose to do 3 runs per week, and that is fantastic. That is an actual achievement, because training 3 times a week is kind of the magic number. It's probably a really good time for you to start doing a little bit of circuit training and a bit of mobility work. Fridays, I'm doing loads of mobility work with the Friday Night Track Club crew. If any of them are logged in and watching, that would be awesome. And they will vouch for this. We've been doing Zoom training sessions like the rest of the world, and Zoom pub drinks. And this is an opportunity for us really to address an issue almost face to face that we haven't had previously. So maybe you should be taking that opportunity as well. So consider mobility work as a training session. It's not very intense, but it's actually looking after you in the long run. The other aspect is being demotivated at this time. It's not your normal environment. It's not your opportunity to train in the manner you would like to train. And with that, I would basically say, try your best to build a goal. Build yourself a goal in which you are like, okay, I appreciate I can't go to the gym and I can't do my 35 kilo dumbbell bench press. How often have you been going to the gym and seeing how many press-ups you can do, though? Realistically, a lot of people find it easier to do a bench press, a dumbbell press, than it is to go and do press-ups. So let's go do loads of press-ups, and let's make sure we do it in the right way as well. Elbows back at 45 degrees, not elbows up here. Elbows up here just impinges your shoulder over a period of time. Danny, hello Danny. Danny ran another personal best yesterday, so round of applause for Danny. Fantastic work, 5K, 17:16, amazing achievement. I just can't get past that guy who keeps winning and winning and winning. Stu, it's been ages. How are you, Stu? Following in your footsteps of live broadcasting. So back to this demotivation area, struggling to train. Basically, find something which is alternative. Find something that maybe you can set yourself a challenge and you have no scale of being able to measure it against. So there's no, oh, well, when I used to go to the gym, I would do this, this, and this. How often have you actually been able to spend 30 minutes in a gym environment focusing on press-up form and doing your repetitions properly, rather than I've got 45 minutes, an hour in here, and I just want to crack on and get it done. I don't have dumbbells at home, so I'm not going to do press-ups in the gym. I'm going to use the dumbbells. It's vice versa now. Use this opportunity. Right, everyone. So, what have you been up to? Hopefully you have had some opportunity to relax this weekend. That's question 1 done. We're going to look towards question 2, but before we look to question 2, tag someone in this video, please, please, please. Hit like, love, haha if you haven't done already. Tag someone that you think would benefit and would be interested in raising a question with me today. Right, next question is this one, and Emma, I think you are still on the broadcast. It's very annoying that the broadcast stream wasn't great there for me receiving it, but hopefully you guys are watching this nice and clearly. 10 of you online at the moment. Danny has said, hi Arj, thought I'd log in and say, no way. Danny, are you serious? You've logged on during your 15-kilometer run? Amazing. Better carry on, but we'll catch up on the video later. Fantastic. I hope your easy run goes well. Stick within the pacing boundaries given you. Claire has been doing lots of baking. We'll be rolling out of lockdown. Claire, you should join us on the Tuesday session. And yes, baking is king. Didn't mean to slip that in there, but king is in the word baking, isn't it? We've been doing some baking. I say we. I've been rolling the cookies before they go in the oven, and after Kate had made them, and then I've been eating the large proportion of them. Do enjoy baking though. Excellent. Right. I want to hear more and more of you telling me what you've been doing. If you haven't said hello, please say hello. I can see there's 13 of you online right now. Tag someone who isn't watching right now. Make sure you've got a cocktail with you. We're going to get back to this next question. So it's on the screen. No, it's here. I think it's here. I think it's over this side. What is the best sports watch to buy? Emma, this is your question if you didn't know. Emma asked this very patiently earlier in the week and posted it live on Instagram earlier. This is a really, really difficult kind of one. And really why I wanted to bring it up today. So the best sports watch to buy kind of comes down to 2 main brands now. 2 years ago there were probably 4 all competing for it. and before that there was kind of just two brands really doing things. They all have their area of expertise, and if you're not really fussed about maybe the sport function and you're more interested in the kind of connectivity and apps, then Apple Watch is overpriced but probably good. But for the first time actually, I've spent quite a bit of money on quite a bit of money for me really, but on a really good watch. I went without a good sports watch for 12 months or so, but for best part of 5 years, maybe it was a bit more than that, I used a TomTom Cardio HR Plus, and this is basically a sports watch, a really good GPS running watch made by TomTom, so you'd hope they'd be good at GPS, wouldn't you? Had a heart rate monitor inside the wrist strap, better probably than any other wrist strap heart rate monitor I've seen, possibly even better than my current one. And yet it was really old, so they did something very, very good there. And now recently just moved to Garmin, so I took this massive investment step up, thought I'd come to the Garmin movement, and this wasn't after just a day or so of research. This was spending a lot of time talking to people who have Garmin's, aka most of our athletes, most of our track club runners, and also looking at the internet, basically searching what all these different functions offer and which one suits me the most. If you're into triathlons, then you can get Garmin triathlon versions. I think it's the 735 XT. It's a little bit older than what I'm wearing, the 645 Music. All of this stuff sounds like fantasy numbers, doesn't it? But the Forerunner 645 Music is what I operate. It basically comes with a heart rate monitor, so it's this one here, a heart rate monitor within the wrist strap itself. It's not as accurate as a chest strap and previous watch, to be quite honest. But yeah, heart rate monitor in there. It comes with Garmin Pay. Not many places take that, but it's like Apple Pay, but just within the watch. Comes with music, Bluetooth, so I basically link my premium Spotify account to the watch, and then that goes to earphones. So basically means I don't go out with my phone. Everything can be done from here, and obviously you need some house keys. Really, really good investment. I've got to say that Garmin basically have taken data to the next level, and if you're a coach like me, you love data. If you're a numbers person anyway, you love data, and you can get so much feedback. And the reason I particularly love Garmin's for our athletes is that the Garmin basically syncs with the software that I program our athletes' sessions. And what that does is when I program the athlete's session, they just have to do a sync on their watch, and it appears on their watch, and then the watch tells them when they have to do a particular rep, a particular intensity, a particular interval. It tells them everything. They don't even have to look down. It's got audible notifications, it's got a display. It is amazing. Gives you the speed boundaries, the whole lot. I was considering the 735, which is the triathlon one, but opted for the 645 because of the lack of a phone requirement, really. And I did previously consider like the Big Daddy one, which is the 935. It's just far too much money. Then you get the entry-level ones like the Garmin 35 and the Garmin 245. The 35 basically gives you very, very basic functions, but you can get a watch for like £60 or so. And then the Garmin 245 was the 235. The number gets higher when you get newer, apparently. It's like the opposite of age, isn't it? But basically, the Garmin 245 has a music option, so you can connect your earphones, your Spotify account, I think, to the watch. Double check that one though. And it comes at a lower value or lower cost price, and does most of the things you want. Not entirely sure that it allows you to access the training sessions that I send out. Rachel here, she's one of our athletes as well, and she has said, I have a Garmin Vivo Active Music. There you go. So Emma, the Vivo Active Music, it's brilliant, so recommended, and that's one of them which syncs to the app I use to communicate and send out the sessions. So that's another one to check out, really. Rachel, if you have any comments, extra comments about that, by all means type away. If not, Emma, think about what your main reason for getting this watch is. If it's just running, then definitely look at it. If you're kind of considering being serious about triathlon, so you want to watch your kind of mileage in the pool and on the bike, then maybe look at their triathlon range. The only thing is the triathlon range is so much older. You kind of pay a bit of money for the waterproof function, I think. Whilst we're talking about sports watches, there is still no one better at measuring heart rate than Polar. Polar are absolutely brilliant at heart rate monitors. They're just a little bit behind in terms of their smart sports watch functionality. So it was the V800, which was like groundbreaking heart rate monitor sports watch. I think in the next couple of years or so, they will come back and they will be delivering an amazing watch. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, I want to invest in one, definitely have a look at Polar as well. Garmin at the top for me. I was going to say something else then about sports watches. Oh yeah, I've never bought a sports watch first hand brand new. It's obviously going to be a little bit difficult to get a hold of one second hand at the moment, but I've always bought them second hand basically because their price tag comes down so much when they're slightly used, and because the watches are coming out and a lot of the people who are maybe more than weekend warriors change their watches every 12 months, maybe even less. I think mine had like 6 to 9 months use of it, and it meant that I saved just shy of £200 or something on it. Don't quote me on that, it's just a guess. But yeah, I hope that's helped, Emma. Let me know if that has. Rachel's said here, reasonable price around 150. I think so, not as expensive as the one you have. All sports functions are brilliant, and I don't need my phone yet. Don't need my phone when I run, and it's waterproof. Brilliant. Yeah, and Kate, yes, Kate and I have been talking about getting her an upgraded watch at some point. I don't know if Kate knows this. I think I got her second hand as well. Oh, she does know, it's cool. Right, how is everyone doing? Give me a reaction of some sort if we're all okay. We'll load our final question. It doesn't look good when I lean forwards, I don't think, on this screen. I don't think I should be doing that too often. Cool, Emma, I'm glad that has helped. And next question should be popping up right here. I think I got it right that time. If I feel fresh, I can run more than my plan right. So basically, if you're feeling really good, should you be doing more runs? And it's really key that I'm saying that word run. It's a running training plan. Should I be running more than the plan dictates? This is a really, really interesting question. Before I answer it, Stu, gotta go, Arj. Lovely to see you doing this. You can tell me about the miniature bit of stone Jerry, your left shoulder another time. Stu, I was hoping you would make a funny comment. I think it's over this side, something like that. Yeah, homemade from ancient train tracks. Yeah, and that is Bella Arquette's bar. Stu, is fantastic to see. I'll be catching you on one of your Purple Radio. Stu does Purple Radio live DJ sets, usually really, really late at night, Stu. Is that right? You used to have an 11 PM to like 2 AM slot, and I saw you did a 24-hour one, and I logged in and then realised you were on about 5 hours after I was already asleep. I hate to say it, I've changed ever so slightly there. I thought it was a hurdle, Claire says. This is great comments. This is what we should be doing, no matter whether we're in a lockdown or not. I should be talking on a camera, and you guys should be interacting back with us. Anyway, right, let's get on to this last question that I have. Remember, if you have any questions that you want me to answer, post it in the comments now, and I will do my best to answer it. It can be nutrition, health, fitness, running. I'll try my best at things like swimming, but Kate's over there, so I can always ask her for something. She looks really angry at me right now. She's been drinking. And obviously, if there's a general knowledge question, I'll give it a shot. I quite like trivia. So, you've got a running plan being set to you by a professional, hopefully, not an automated thing. They can find it a little bit difficult to plan with intelligence, but should you run further than the plan says because you feel fresh? The runner's temptation is, yep, I feel great, come on, let's bring it on, let's do this. The truth behind it is that mileage is generally calculated very carefully. So unless you are a very experienced runner and you have what we call training age at different intensities and loads. So training age is basically how many years you've been training properly, not just working out, but actual training, and what your mileage is used to be before you started this running plan. And it's generally within the month before the running plan, before it just stops counting really. If you are none of those things, then you need to stick to the training plan. If you are one of those things, then absolutely you can chuck in a couple of extra easy miles. That's the key thing. Easy long runs are meant to be really low heart rate sessions. They're literally for you to turn over your legs, encourage oxygen to be transported around your body, and reduce the sensation of DOMS by that process. Easy mileage is literally to build up volume within your legs. It helps with bone density basically. So long periods of time of basically hitting the pavement helps with bone density. That's why it's actually good for those with osteoarthritis. Disclaimer, you need to speak with your GP, blah, 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 blah. Before that, do have a client who had surgery on their knees, and they were basically told by their consultant beforehand they will never run again because they'll have this surgery and running's bad for osteoarthritis. So I did what I would normally do, and I dug out a load of journal articles, sat down with my client, explained it all to them, and then wrote some notes for them to go and take those journal articles to their consultant and to explain why their consultant was wrong. Their consultant actually took that on board, and within about, I think it was about 12 months after the surgery, and this was a really careful, measured training process. You know, we were taking things incredibly slowly for the first 3 months. That individual ran a 5K, and a 5K in a very similar time to what they were running pre-surgery. All it takes is working hands-on with a professional to guide you through that process. Obviously, we all have our individual differences, and this isn't a saying that everyone's case is exactly the same and therefore you can do this. But it's just important, bearing in mind that running develops bone density strength, and that's why you have these easy long runs. These easy long runs should not be stressing you, so you shouldn't be really out of breath or anything like that, have a high heart rate. If you're doing these extra sessions, they should only be easy miles. If, however, your extra sessions are stressing you physiologically, your chance of injury goes straight up. Always stick to the plan, because you need to look at the plan. Oh, it fits on the screen. I think that fits on the screen. You need to look at the plan on this big scale. It's this macro environment is basically the plan. Because just because it's week 2 and you're feeling super fresh because it's really easy, or because you're only having to run, I don't know, really difficult runs a couple of times or whatever, it doesn't mean that you have, in your mind, accounted for the increase in intensity and increase in volume at those intensities that will occur over the weeks and weeks and weeks. And those are extra difficult miles that are going into your body. So by the time you get to week 7, your body actually feels like it's in week 9 or 10. I hope that is making some kind of sense. Basically, if you're doing any extra miles, you need to have some kind of training experience, be running recently those extra miles, and be doing all of that at easy volume. If not, just try and hold back a little bit and think, okay, can I do some mobility work? Can I do some core work? Can I do some glute activation? Actually, I've just released the exercise vaults on YouTube, and it's a glute activation sequence that I use with all my athletes. Go and check that out if you're not sure what that is. I will try and pop it in the comments. Remember to pop that in the comments in a minute or so. But Danny is going to be watching this back, hopefully. Danny, just comment if you feel comfortable on the importance of sticking to mileage within a week's training plan when you're considering a 12, 24, 36, whatever week training program, and the importance of. I'd love to hear you speak on that as the athlete, for example. Right, guys, I hope that has helped. I think the stream you're seeing is about 45 seconds behind or so. So please let me know by clicking like if that all made sense, and then you have 1 minute to post extra questions whilst I wet my whistle and see what comments have been going on. Okay, great. It has Bluetooth, Rachel. I have to boot up my laptop after every run. Yeah, Kate's got like the world's slowest startup on her laptop. It's incredibly frustrating. But it's pretty lucky we had it actually, because I had to do some work and it would only work on her PC the other day. So I just had to grin and bear the dreaded Windows update screen. Rachel, oh, that's annoying. Yeah, as soon as I get home, it connects to my phone and it uploads straight away to all the... Yeah, it's amazing. It really is amazing that Garmin does that. So I don't even need my Garmin watch to link to my phone to update. It senses when I'm within a perimeter of the Wi-Fi box and updates automatically, or uploads automatically. That's cool. Hey Liz, how are we doing? How are the girls? I hope Andy is busy baking for you all. Yeah, so Rachel's commented there. I don't know if you were here actually, Rachel, when I was talking about motivation. Was it this one here? Yes, it was. So Emma, you're in here right now, aren't you? If you're finding something's working with you particularly well for motivation, in addition to the stuff I said at the start about saying challenges which you haven't achieved before, stuff which is slightly different, so you know these are things that you wouldn't necessarily do because you have access to the weights, so why do something which isn't weight bearing, for example. If it's not to do with setting yourself a challenge, has anyone in here right now, and when you watch this on the rerun, got something they want to add about staying motivated? How have you managed to stay motivated? It's interesting, and hopefully we can help each other with these kind of answers. Hey Fran, how are you and Jake doing? And Thor, obviously. It's Cocktails with Arj, so I hope you've got a cocktail in hand. I agree, Kate says, I agree Rachel, some days I think it's just too easy not to go out. I'm trying to run in the time I would be travelling to and from work, so I feel like I'm gaining chill out time in the evening. Yeah, that's a really good one. And again, that comes back to routine setting, isn't it? Creating this routine does really help us. Fran says cider. That's cool, Fran. I'm glad you've got your cider. Emma says, I just enjoy getting out the house and going for a run. It's often the highlight of the day. Yeah, being outside, isn't it? Being outside is something different. I am hoping people have not ruined things for us this weekend by still going out and sunbathing. Absolutely ridiculous to be doing that. Sarah, how are we doing? Sarah Connors, everybody. I hope she doesn't mind me adding this, but absolute expert, legend of the physiotherapy world, sports physiotherapy. Thank you very much for your kind words the other day, Sarah. We've been having a live Q&A here. We've had 3 questions basically around staying motivated, running too much, running too little probably, using this as an opportunity to work on weaknesses, sports watches, and I can't think what the other question was. But it's been an interesting discussion so far. I'm calling this Cocktails with Arj, so I've got this gin and Aperol Lovely Delight. The first of many, because in 12 plus 5, 17 hours I will be celebrating my birthday. Kate said, I'd planned to do the Birmingham 10K, which has been cancelled. May have to upgrade my entry to the Birmingham half. That'll keep me motivated. Yeah, again, setting goals, setting big things. I've never been interested in running any form of distance at all, to be quite honest. And it is now a temptation for me, if that will be going on, to see what I could do in a half marathon. But it's not quite permanently there for me yet. Fran says, I find digging is a good gym set. Certainly is. Chopping wood, digging, moving big things around the garden, maybe. Rach, have you been writing down those two things? And I want them permanently written down, not just saying them, not popping them on the phone. I want you to write them down and say what you are setting yourself each day. And I think this is really important for us all, actually. Motivation at this time doesn't require or doesn't relate just to fitness or exercise. Motivation is really, really key around everything we're doing. We need to have this routine, we need to have this regular thing. That's why I'm doing this every Sunday. This is week 3. I cannot believe it's week 3 of this already. But we need to have these set routines for our day. Like Kate was saying, she still has her working day and runs trying to outside of those working hours. Well, she does run outside of those working hours, but she's just gaining that bit where she would usually be commuting. But it's pretty much there with routine. Our group sessions are staying the same. Our individual sessions are staying the same. I think we're all doing more pub quizzes than ever before, but that's quite nice. A lot of them are on Sunday evenings. Ours is at 8 o'clock, just like the Field House pub quiz used to be. Yeah, I think we've got to just form that routine, all of us. Right, guys, I'm going to give you 60 seconds before I disappear. This has been very fun. I've been talking for 36 minutes, though. So, 60 seconds. If you have any questions about anything at all, please, please, please do share this. Let's get as many people on. We had 13 people on today. We had 11 last week. We had 14 the week before. So it's great to see we've still got people watching, people benefiting. Send your questions in any time. Share it. Tag your friends in it. If you can support Performance Physique, support us as much as possible. We would really, really appreciate that. We're trying to do a lot of free stuff on YouTube. We're trying to help a lot of people at a time where it is very challenging for a lot of us. Others are quite enjoying just being able to stay inside and sit on the sofa with the cat. I do enjoy that, though. Fran says, are you having a Zoom party tomorrow? If someone can drop a ball pit off, then we'll have a ball pit party. That's a joke. That is non-essential travel. Stay in your house, people, because I want to still be able to run. And if you leave your house to drop off a ball pit, and that's what stops us all from being able to do outdoor exercise, I shall not forgive your good intentions. I might have a live ale or something like that with my brother, I'm sure. He's asked many times if he could have a virtual drink with us, and each time we've been doing something else. Ironically on Zoom, though. Alistair! Yes, Alistair! I was meaning to text you this morning, actually, Alistair, just to see how you were doing. Because it's been ages, and we obviously used to speak. So how are you guys? Doing well? What have you said here, Alistair? Hello, Arj. Many happy returns. Yeah, I wasn't saying it, guys, for the happy birthdays, but I'll accept them, thank you. Do we have to guess your age? Yes, everyone, guess my age unless you know my age. Running has been on and off and not where I want it to be at the moment. The cancellation of Birmingham 10K is disheartening, but need to get focused back on track on other 10Ks for the rest of the year, if they're still going to happen, of course. Right, a couple of questions coming in. This is interesting. So, everyone, guess my age if you, or guess the age I'm going to be tomorrow. Yeah, I was thinking this because I'm sure you posted about this, but did you delete the post? Because I couldn't find it within the group afterwards. Anyway, so this comes back to that motivation thing, doesn't it? About running and choosing a reason to run. I think before we kind of set ourselves these goals, we have to just agree that we're going to go out and run to form a habit. So we're going to go out and do a few light runs that week, as opposed to I need to go out and run a PB today. I need to go out and I need to run really hard and fast. Just go running and enjoy the process of being outdoors and taking steps and not worrying about the watch. And the fact that you are going out running is taking a step, literal step forwards to improving yourself and improving your health no matter what. Sometimes the stress of having to run towards a goal time or goal intensity is quite difficult. Build up the form, build up the routine, build up the habit, and then start introducing those challenges. 10Ks for the rest of the year. Yeah, I'm also thinking within that Birmingham fitness and training, fitness and nutrition, I've run the group for years and I always get the title of it wrong. It's terrible, isn't it? But within that running group, I'm thinking of doing a virtual run in there. I'm just seeing if there's any technology in which we can do that with Strava or something like that. But that would be really useful, I think, for us all within the group to still do something, even if, or even though, the Birmingham 10K isn't taking place. Yeah, if they ban outdoor exercise, Rach, I'm not entirely sure what we're meant to do about running. I definitely will be doing laps. Let's all bear in mind that there's that guy in Italy who ran a marathon or a half marathon on his I think a half marathon on his balcony. There's that Chinese guy who ran 8 meter circumferences in his studio in Hong Kong and ran a marathon in 4 hours 34, which is fast considering you can barely get a stride going in that. I don't know whether it will happen or not. I'm hoping it's just a scare tactic, and by scare tactic I mean Matt Hancock just wants to scare himself because he'd have to deal with me being so annoyed. Yeah, entering the half, I think that's definitely tempting, isn't it, Alistair? What do you reckon? Fran, you're not allowed to guess, you know. 31. I'm not sure how much younger I am than you, Alistair. Cool. Is that in dog years, Fran? Right, everyone, I'm going to disappear now. 42 minutes later. Thank you very much for joining us. That has been really good. I hope it's been good and useful for you, but it's been really nice. If before I disappear, like, love, wow, that would be really useful in getting our videos, our page more exposed with Facebook. All of you, stay safe. Please submit your questions. Drop me a text, drop me Instagram messages, Facebook messages, whatever, with any questions you have from this point onwards, and I will do my very, very best to answer them next week. It'll be a next week morning or afternoon, not sure yet. And I'll be... Oh, it's Easter. Yes, Easter. I wonder if we'll be able to get an Easter egg for then. Alice's just replied, would be nice to go running somewhere where no one is at the moment. Few people in the park who shouldn't be out, in my opinion. Frustrating if this leads. Yeah, completely. Ah, cool. Yeah, you've done the half before, so why not? Let's get you a PB then, Alistair. Right, everyone, I'm actually off this time. Take care, stay safe, send those questions, and enjoy your evening. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.